As they've closed the school and I can't get to you, I thought, well, I will read to you a book that you're reading. This one is what Pippa has been reading. It's called Snow Tiger, as you can see, and I'll read what the first chapter that she's got to you. There was a stranger on the trail. Things are not going well. Captain Vladimir Arseniev and his small group of soldiers were wet through from the rain. They had been bitten all over by mosquitoes and their skin itched like mad. A week before, when they had been crossing a fast-flowing river, their horses had almost been swept away. It was only by luck that they had saved the horses and the boxes of food that they had been carrying. Then one of their boats had flipped over and they had lost half their guns in the water. They had tried to light fires around their camp, but these had gone out. So many insects had died in the smoke that they had fallen into the flames and put them out. To make matters worse, the men were now in tiger country. Each time they stopped to make camp, sleep was impossible. The horses would not settle, they were too scared. The captain ordered his men to go on. If the weather got better, they would be able to hunt deer or wild boar to eat. Maybe there would be grass for the horses with the rivers so high from all the rain going back and was not an option. Captain Arsenyev's mission was to explore and draw maps of the mountains and coastline of southeastern Siberia. That's northern Russia, if you don't know. Russia had been given this land by the Chinese as part of the peace treaty. No one in Russia really knew what was there. All Captain Arsenyev knew was there was an area of wilderness with thick forests and wild rivers called the Taiga, whatever they like to name it. There were tigers, wolves and bears, and there were gangs of armed robbers. That's why Captain Arseniev and his 3 assistants needed a platoon of soldiers, Cossack riflemen, to protect them. Cossack riflemen are Russian. The Cossack soldiers were famous horsemen. They were the toughest men in the Russian army. This lot had been specially picked for their ability to live off the land. Right now it was raining again and the soldiers had begun to grumble. They were lost, they were wet, they wanted to go home. Also they were feeling on edge as they trudged through the dark forest. Every crack of twig or rustle of leaves had them reaching for the triggers of their rifles. A small bird, a wind moving the treetops, a man. He was right up close before the soldier in front had time to grab his gun. The stranger was harmed. He held a long-barreled Berdianka rifle in his hands. It was pointed down. The man was about to shoot. The soldier relaxed just a little. By the look of him, the stranger was an old native from the Gold tribe. He lived hunting wild animals and by finding forest plants. Most likely he lived in a shelter made of birch bark. He was wearing a deerskin shirt and leggings and a cloth tied over his head, like a pirate. This cold tribesman was smoking a long clay pipe. And there's a picture of him in the tree, which you can see. The captain's dog, Albert, came running up from behind, barking. The woodsman held out his hand and the dog started to lick it. "Morning, Captain," he called out, and at that the soldiers burst into smiles and started laughing. They knew now the man was Dursu Uzala, a famous tracker and guide they'd been looking for. This was the man who 2 years ago had saved their captain's life in a snow blizzard. Would Dursu lead them through to the coast? They had nothing to worry about. I will carry on next time. Bye-bye.